right, let's make our steak sheet pan dinner. I'm gonna start with some red potatoes that I washed, and I want to cut them. I'm actually gonna half and quarter them just to make it a little easier to have them cook through. I'm just using my coated chef knife, but you could also use the Pampered Chef Veggie Wedger. Works really great for cutting potatoes and other vegetables. And I'm throwing them into a glass bowl where I put about a tablespoon's worth of olive oil in it. So we could toss it around. A couple more. I like to use 4 or 5 potatoes. It kind of depends on how big they are, but we want about 1.5 pounds total. All right. Let me move this off to the side. So I have my oil in here already. I'm going to take some of the Pampered Chef 3 onion seasoning. Shake some of that on there. Then we're going to do a little bit of salt. And some pepper. And there we go. And then we're going to toss this all together so it gets coated nice and evenly. There we go. It smells so good. Now we're going to bring over our pan, which I am using the half sheet pan, but you could totally use the large stone bar pan as well. We're gonna dump our potatoes on there. Just make sure they're kind of single layered, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven about 375 for 20 minutes. While that's going, I'm going to make our little mixture that we're gonna put on the top of our veggies and our steak. So I have about a tablespoon of olive oil in my prep bowl here. Then I'm going to add some shredded Parmesan, about 1/4 cup, which I'm actually gonna pour this in here because it's got a handy dandy little measure right on the side. So we got our 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Now we want 1/2 teaspoon of the Pampered Chef Italian seasoning. We'll get this to half. Put that in there. And then we're gonna also take some 3 onion seasoning and put about 1/2 teaspoon of that in there as well. This smells so good. Then I'm going to add just a touch of salt. I don't want too much. And then we need a little bit more pepper. That should be good. And then I'm going to take my brush here and kind of mix this around. Get it all mixed together nice. There we go. Now we are ready for the next step. Okay, so now let's get our steaks ready. I have about 2 pounds of top sirloin here, but you could use different steaks depending on your preferences. So I want to blot the steaks off and get them nice and dry. It's going to help our little seasoning mixture we made stick to it a little better. There we go. So our potatoes just went off. Let's get them out of the oven. There we go. Now we are going to add our steaks, our asparagus, and our tomatoes. And I'm going to put all the potatoes kind of off to one side here. All right, now let's get our steaks on there. There we go. All right, so we got our steaks on there. Now let's add our asparagus, which I already have cut, trimmed, ready to go. Let's put those that way. I might have to move these a little closer. There we go. And then we need to add our tomatoes. I just washed those and got them ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to take our oil spritzer, and I just want to spritz a little bit of oil over the veggies. Like so. Now we want to add our topping that we made onto the steaks. Okay, and then I'm actually going to add a little bit of it to the vegetables as well. All right, so now we're ready to go into the oven. I have it set to broil, and I'm going to broil it for about 4 to 6 minutes. Then I'm going to flip my steaks over and kind of turn my veggies, and then do another 4 to 6 minutes on the other side. Okay, so the sheet pan's been cooking for about 6 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and grab it so we can flip everything. There we go. We're just going to give these a quick flip here. Toss these around a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to put them back in for another 4 to 6 minutes. Okay, so it's been another 6 minutes. Let's pull it out and see how it looks. That looks perfect. Time to dish up.